Hey, good morning, guys. This is Hank. It is July the 22nd, 0004. Now, this morning I decided I was having a bunch of thoughts go through my head. And usually in the morning that happens, and I decided to just have another heart to heart. You know, it's so funny. I was going to wear these glasses, and I put these glasses on, and I was like, okay, which ones do you like better? I said, well, I think I like these because I have a bunch of them like Fred Sanford, just a bunch of glasses. You know what I was thinking this morning? You know, I get, and sometimes from subscribers and sometimes in my own head, that I should change things up. Like, say, for instance, on my website, everything is in Comic Sans, I think it's called. But I absolutely love that script. It's very comical, or Comic Sans, I guess why it's called that. And I may be calling it wrong. But everyone, the thought that I have going through my head, well, Hank, no one's going to be able to, they won't be able to relate to that. They're not going to take you serious. They're not going to either want to get a therapeutic massage from me, or they're not going to want to get a quantum healing hypnosis therapy session with me because they think it looks unprofessional. And then, like, even for my channel, I have this picture that I drew when I used to perform. We were in Florida, and I saw all these UFOs, and so that night before we were going on, we were doing Brigadoon. I was in Harry Beaton's family. So anyway, right at half hour before we were supposed to go on stage, I'd already be totally ready, warmed up, ready to dance, ready to sing, ready to do my thing. Then I would draw a picture, and I actually drew that picture in, less than 30 minutes. And I love that picture. So that's what I put. Like, you can see it's on my page. But, I get, oh, well, you should probably change that and put something that's more conducive to, the subject matter on my channel is subject matter for people with open minds. If you come to my website and you decide, or you're thinking about doing a session, but then you get there and go, oh my God, I'm so offended. It should be like this, it should be like this, it should be like this. You're a control freak and you don't have an open mind. To think that everyone has to think how you think, be how you are, do things how you do it, or it's unacceptable. You guys, I'm never going to change that kind of thing. It is for the person with the open mind who would do a QHHT session or even understand the reason for doing a QHHT session or a guided visualization or a guided meditation. I'm not going to change anything. I even get people, oh my God, your hair. I like it so much better when I like it better when it's like, what are you talking about? Are you kidding me? I think that if you watch me in the session, especially now as opposed to back in the day, I was so, rambunctious comes to mind, aggressive comes to mind, or just plain green. But now I sort of watch myself. I'm all calm and everything, and I barely move sometimes, and I'm, focused on what they're saying and what's going through my mind while what they're saying and what's the next question to ask. Sometimes we write questions down, but I know a lot of times I don't even have to. So many things enter my mind as they're actually speaking to me or what have you. And I'm still paying enough attention to complete the thought. So, why do I do that? It's so that you may get as much information as you possibly can from the questions that I'm asking. I get a lot of, when is the big day? When is the big day? Well, you guys, if you look outside or you watch television or the news and you see how people are, it's really strange. You have to understand, we are the ones that are going to make any change that happens. But if you're so embarrassed about all this information that you have that you don't want to share it, and it's okay for Hank to do it or for someone else to do it or whatever, and I'll just sit idly by, or I'll just pray and meditate on it or whatever, which is powerful, powerful stuff. So don't stop doing that or what have you. But there's so many people that are around you that have no idea, because they are caught up in the system of making sure they can pay their bills and all these things. But there's always what you call, I was going to say gentle persuasion, but you don't have to persuade anybody anything, but you can always plant the seed. But how many people are actually planting seeds? How many people are claiming to be star seed or closet star seeds and don't plant the seed? See, for me, I run my own business, and so I don't have to worry about going to get a paycheck from somewhere else. And and even like I said, my website is the way it is, and people could say, "Oh, I'm not going to him because whatever reason, control freak reason, that they decide they don't want to come." But the universe always provides, always, always, and I'm not greedy. I've had a pretty amazing life. I've been all over the planet. I've done some pretty awesome things career-wise. Right now, I'm 52, and I've been focused on, I love writing. I love writing the poems. I never know what I'm going to write, but then I love reading it afterwards and go, oh my God, it really makes sense, or something like that. And well, obviously, you can see I like doing sessions. I have been charging, and but you know what? I always still get the sob story from someone. Oh, well, I can't afford this, or I have these kids, or this, that, and the other, or whatever. And sometimes I fall for it. It doesn't really matter. The bottom line is, we're going through a shift, and there's an entire planet of billions of people that are on the planet that are going through the shift as well. And if we're so afraid or embarrassed to give this information to your neighbor, or to share it, in as subtle ways as you possibly can, depending on the scenario, you guys, it's going to take a long time, or what you would consider a long time. One thing I do know for sure is, you might hear me always speak about it, we're traveling through an area in space where the vibration is really high. Now, one thing you can say, well, Hank, do you believe that information? Do you believe that we are? Even if your proof is the research that David Wilcock has done, and you can see the planet shifting, but then all of a sudden you see a video that says, oh, those are fake by NASA, nothing's really changing. Or then you see another thing that says, oh, the calendar is 1,000 years behind because they manipulated something. So the reason why they're doing this is to get people who would potentially be the type of people who would come for it, like myself, as they can then come and get them. Or they can target them, and something to that effect, or whatever. There's so much misinformation and disinformation out there, and it goes on forever. And I pay attention to everything. I pay attention to everything. So when I get into these sessions, I can ask, I've done so many sessions, and there's so much information that actually comes forward. There's just too many people that are coming forward that while they're induced, that bring up this information. A guy the other day says, oh my God, Hank, I hope this isn't happening to you and Lars, because Greg Giles was channeling, and then all of a sudden, I was listening to Greg Giles, and then, or Giles, and I thought it was very interesting. I was resonating with what he was saying. I didn't know, because he's talking about this whole Galactic Federation thing, but so it's better than television, so I'm listening and I'm paying attention. And a lot of people are talking about the Galactic Federation or what have you, and then all of a sudden it went dark because he started talking about the revenge and the things that were going to be done to the people when they're caught for all the things that they were doing. And something in my heart just said, oh, what the heaven has happened? And I left some comments and then I just unsubscribed. The comments were more like, this is something I'll be like, oh, something has changed here and it's obvious. All right, you guys have a nice day. And then I just unsubscribe and say, okay, and then, like I said, it was either month or weeks later, all of a sudden, Greg comes out and he says that he had been manipulated by, I guess, the voice of God technology, some black ops or something like that, and that he's never going to do this again and what have you. And someone sort of gave me, one of the people sent me that link to that and asked me to read it. And I just responded to them just the way that I did. I was watching and paying attention. You guys, I always tell you, do not listen or believe a word that I say or a word that's being said inside the QHHT sessions. That's my disclaimer. I don't want you to believe any of it. If it resonates with you, then take what resonates, and everything else, just let it go. But the most important message that I have, and that I think that my QHHT sessions has when I'm connecting with these higher vibrational entities as they present themselves, is a message of love, a message of forgiveness. And that's an important message. It's a very, very important message. And it's a message of unity. They're saying we are one. That Prime Creator splintered itself off to explore its magnificence. And all of creation is Prime Creator, or what we would say is God, is experiencing itself through us, and we are its avatars. Which is why, it says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and what you're doing to others is being done to you, because there's only one. That takes an open mind to get to that place, to understand that we are one. And so, it's really interesting. I'm watching. My subscriber base is getting bigger and bigger, and more people are coming. And I don't have that many people who leave negative message. Oh yeah, a couple days ago with the session that Lars and I did. First, here's the thing. Every now and then, you guys know, I will get one of my friends or someone to do a session for me. I've been doing sessions with Lars where he does this guided meditation with me, and that seems to work really well with me. I can close my eyes and I can see the meadow, and I can see the fence, and then I can see the pathway, and then the water, and the bridge, and the mountain, and the hands come and they take me someplace. I don't know why. It's pretty instant with me, probably because, like right now, I can close my eyes or I can be motivated by a thought, and then I can go write, and then before you know it, I don't know what I'm going to write, and then it's all there. So it's pretty instant for me. Whenever I sit to do a QHHT or some type of, I don't know, my mind is going the whole time, and even I'm listening, and it's, you heard my session that I did with the young lady. I don't know, to me it was disastrous. I see a lot of people look at it. I guess they just wanted to see what I would say while I was under. And I did hear there were some good, I would say positive things that I said, that I was a cleaner. But I said I was a cleaner, and I was like crying. It was crazy. But it was nowhere as powerful or as strong as the connection I made doing the guided meditation. See, for everyone, it's a little bit of difference or whatever, and that's how you could probably see that as well. That's why one might say GV, which is guided visualization, and one may say GM, which is guided meditation, or QHHT. And if you're doing a session with me, and it doesn't seem to work, the QHHT doesn't seem to work, I will initially shift into one of the other ones. To, I'm still just trying to get you to where you're trying to go within yourself, to uncover what's going on in that head of yours. And what's really interesting is, you guys, you have to understand, or I'm just going to say it now, you're making it all up. Everything that you see, everything, it's all in your mind. I think a lot of people, when they're thinking about QHT, especially those who have a hard time trying to let go, they don't realize that it's their imagination. I'm getting you into your right brain. That's your right brain. That's your imagination, your creative side, and you're creating everything. And if you can just be creative and let all of that flow in, at one point, your left brain closes down and your right brain is fully there. You're totally there. It's just like when you do, like they say, when you're doing something that you love, that you really enjoy, you're so into it, you're not thinking about anything. I always put it to a pinball game, because when you're on that pinball game, you are so focused on trying to not let that little ball go through there. The music goes, everything goes, but you're focused, and then all of a sudden it goes through, and then all of a sudden you can hear all the noise, and you're looking for another quarter to put it back in the machine. But that's just how it is. Once you get into it, the left brain will be quiet, and then the right brain will take over. And like, it's like I did the session with the gentleman the other day. He was on the bridge, and I told him, I said, there's a metal, I said, there's a fence, I said, there's a road, I said, there's a bridge, I said, there's a river or water, and then you say whatever water it is. I said, there's a mountain. Some people say there's a big mountain. Some people say there's a small mountain. Some people say the mountain's covered with snow. All those little extra things is what they're saying. And those extra things that they're saying are the things that their mind is making up. Making up, yes, that's exactly what it is. But it's your mind, so it's the things that are in your head. And so he goes up the mountain, the hands come down. I've had so many people say the hands look like this, the hands look like this, then they get them to where they're going. I have no idea where they're going, but when they get there, they start describing all these things, or the impressions that they're getting. See, that's still their mind making it up. When the people or when things manifest and start giving them answers and things, that's a part of them. And when then it makes you understand we are multidimensional personalities, temporarily focused in physicality. So that means your imagination is bringing forward all those other personalities that you are, that are experiencing all these other lives simultaneously with this one. That's what being multidimensional means. Now, I know for a lot of people that it's like, what are you talking about, Hank? That's way above my head. But you know what? Don't worry about it if you happen to be one of the people who happen to watch this video, because I'm considering it a seed and I'm just planting it. And as time goes on, and it will, I don't know how long it will, because that's the big question, soon. Or when do we shift into this higher dimension? It'll grow, and then you'll start having some synchronicities, and you hear other people talking about it, and you'll remember it, and now you're in the conversation, and at one point, it sort of blossoms, and then before you know it, you're having the same conversation with lots of people, and things are quickly shifting and changing in your life. I would say to everyone who is aware of the ascension process, aware that we're going through this shift, keep an open mind and, discern everything with your heart. That means, what I'm saying is how you feel emotionally, or how you just feel about what people are saying and the things that they're doing. Now, when you come to my channel and you see these little light entities flying in or flying out, you know what I'm saying, or the orbs, and that stuff is off the chain. And of course, you hear me say, I love it. I love it. Yes, I love it, because it's an affirmation to me. And I've bilocated before, and I've had an out-of-body experience before. So when you have those type of experiences, they're the hugest affirmations you need. And when you make an attempt to start doing yoga, or you start meditating and you start having these experiences for yourself, I'm telling you, at one point, you are not going to doubt anything that you do or your intentions or the purpose of what you're doing, because you really want you sort of turn into a Jehovah Witness. You want other people to experience this and get a gist that they're so much more than what they think they are, and everything that they've told you in sacred text, a lot of it is to get you away from thinking that you're more than what you are and that you're connected to source. And they have a desire to diminish you. And when I say they, we know who they are. They are the ones that put the fluoride in the water. They're the ones that are spraying the chemtrails across the sky. They're the ones who are designing these diseases. And the wildest part about who they are is it's us, it's other human beings that are doing this. That blows me away. That really blows me away. How evil would you have to be, or how greedy would you have to be to turn your back on all of civilization in order to, because in your mind you're so much better than everyone else, and you get behind a crazy cause like that. That happened in Nazi Germany, and they tell me I was in Nazi Germany and I was a female and I was Jewish, and they hunted me down, and I ended up in Auschwitz with three of my brothers from this life. I'm sure I've said this before, and this came out in a session, but it came out in my dreams first. Now, I can go in that closet right there and pull out stacks of my dream journals, because I've been keeping them for years. And when you keep your dreams for an extended period of time, you'll see over time that there's a storyline going on. And I remember from the first time I started having the dreams and I was writing them down to the one where I died. But once I died, I never had that dream again. So it's like, oh man, within this lifetime, I experienced the experience of a multidimensional, another aspect of myself in another time. And that's another thing that I know probably blows everyone away. When you do a QHHT session with me, the first thing I tell you is there's really no such thing as time, and all the lives that you've ever lived are happening simultaneously. And the only thing that's happening in this session is that you are now tapping into that. And you're like, what? I'm like, yeah. So there's really no past, there's really no future. It's all happening right now. And I know that concept is really hard. Well, I'm not going to say it's hard. It can be a challenge, but feel it in your heart. Innately, you know all there is to know. And it's just about remembering. And you might say, well, this is crazy, it's nonsense, it's BS. And that is absolutely fine. It is absolutely fine. And not everyone is on the same path. Not everyone has the same agenda. And like I said, I never ask anyone to like, comment, or subscribe. And I always say, don't believe anything that I say. These are just my thoughts and my beliefs and my experiences, and I'm just sharing them. So if you happen upon this particular channel and you start listening to what's going on here, I'm not asking you to believe a word of it, not a word of anything that anyone says in these channeled in the sessions, the QHH, or any of the sessions, guided visualization, guided meditation, QHHT. I think that it's all extremely fascinating material, and it does open one's mind to the possibilities and the probabilities. And opening minds is it's a good thing. It's a good thing, and being open is a good thing. And you guys, when you come on to the channel, and I try not to make this too much about this, and you're always trying to tell me what I need to do or how I need to do something, if you could do it better, just why don't you do it? And let me have my faults. Let me be, and people who come on and start pointing out things. Oh, Lars, this word means that, or this, he's from another country. This is not his first language. You know what I'm saying? He's getting this information and he's trying to figure out these words, and somehow you decide, okay, I'm going to put this on there. This means this. Or, you know, there's so many people trying to tell someone else what to do or how they're supposed to do it. That just always blows me away. You know, keep your negative comments to yourself, because you know what? I'm going to delete you and block you. I don't want to end on a nasty note like that, but I will for sure, because I don't. This is my one little space. It's absolutely free. It's called Hank Jones II channel. And then I put all my stuff. And I don't know why. That's another thing why people get so offended when I'm asking questions about myself. And I think I probably started that conversation a while. Well, we're 25 minutes and 40 seconds into this. Oh well, you can stop it at any time. I'm going to keep talking. I said I wanted to have a heart-to-heart, and trying to get me to change. Well, I'm changing all the time, but you guys think sometimes, really, really think. If you can do better, then I just do it. Then you do better. And let me be the example of how you have no desire to be. But you don't have to come over to my channel and start, you know, going in on me about the way I'm doing things or whatever, because I am who I am, and I'm going to keep doing the things the way I do them until I just naturally get better. You're not going to motivate me to get better or to get me or change me to do something in order to make you feel more comfortable. I'm just not going to do it. And if you can't tell what my intent is by watching and listening to what I'm saying in the poems that I'm writing, or the rhymes that I'm writing, or the type of questions that I'm asking when I do a session with Lars. If I do a session, like I said before, and I don't care if I'm repeating myself, but sometimes, you know, you need to hear it a couple times in order for it to sink in. If I do a session with you, I'm going to go by the book. And a majority, well, not say a majority, but there's a lot of sessions that I don't post. I just don't post because either, well, for a lot of different reasons, I just don't post them. But what I do post is posts that people have a desire to share, and even myself. And so take it for what it is. Either you can say, oh, wow, thank you for sharing, and push. You know what I mean? But I would prefer you not to come on with some negative talk, because we already know what I'll do with that. Let me see what else was on my mind. Oh, you know what? I have a group of people who leave really positive messages to me, very encouraging message to me. You guys, man, that is so awesome. I really like having the conversation. And because I work out of my home and every gadget in my house goes beep or makes some type of noise whenever someone says, it goes, that's my tablet. And then my phone goes, and then if this one is on, if it happens, I don't know what this one makes. This is, it's a Dell. It's like a laptop type of thing. But, everything makes a noise, so pretty much I can hear it. And then I'll go look and see what it is. And I'll always say thank you. I try to keep the connection there. But I really appreciate the support, the positive words or whatever. And like I say, I always say, I don't ask you to like, comment, or subscribe. It doesn't, that's not so much important to me. But for those who do comment and have encouraging words to say or whatever, I absolutely love it. Yes, I absolutely love it, because it is motivating. It is inspiring. It lets me know that people care, and men and females, they leave heartfelt messages, and you know, I like that. I surely do. And you can say, "Oh, well, Hank, you're just feeding your ego," and is there a problem with that? Am I hurting someone by feeling appreciated or feeling, you know, honored or respected? No, No, my life is good, you guys. I'm not rich, but I'm blessed beyond measure, and I would consider that rich. All right, 30 minutes. Thank you very much for listening. I do appreciate it. Love and light. Namaste. The subject matter on my channel is subject matter for people with open minds. If you come to my website and you decide, or you're thinking about doing a session, but then you get there and go, oh my God, I'm so offended. It should be like this, it should be like this, it should be like this. You're a control freak and you don't have an open mind. You know, to think that everyone has to think how you think, be how you are, do things how you do it, or it's unacceptable. You guys, I'm never going to change that kind of thing. You know. Hey, good morning, guys. This is Hank. It is July the 22nd, 0004. Now, this morning I decided I was having a bunch of thoughts go through my head, and usually in the morning that happens, and I decided to just have another heart-to-heart. You know, it's so funny. I was going to wear these glasses, and I put these glasses on, and I was like, okay, which ones do you like better? I said, well, I think I like these because I have a bunch of them like Fred Sanford, just a bunch of glasses. You know what I was thinking this morning? You know, I with me because they think it looks unprofessional. And then, like, even for my channel, I have this picture that I drew when I used to perform. We were in Florida, and I saw all these UFOs, and so that night before we were going on, we were doing Brigadoon. I was in Harry Beaton's family. So anyway, right at half hour before we were supposed to go on stage, I'd already be totally ready, warmed up, ready to dance, ready to sing, ready to do my thing. Then I would draw a picture, and I actually drew that picture in, less than 30 minutes. And I love that picture. So that's what I put. Like you can see, it's on my page. But, I get, oh, well, you should probably change that and put something that's more conducive to, yeah, and sometimes from subscribers and sometimes in my own head, that I should change things up. Like, say, for instance, on my website, everything is in Comic Sans, I think it's called. But I absolutely love that script. It's very comical, or Comic Sans, I guess, so it's called that. And I may be calling it wrong. But everyone, the thought that I have going through my head, well, Hank, no one's going to be able to, they won't be able to relate to that. They're not going to take you serious. They're not going to either want to get a therapeutic massage from me, or they're not going to want to get a quantum healing hypnosis therapy session. It is for the person with the open mind who would do a QHHT session, or even understand the reason for doing a QHHT session, or a guided visualization, or a guided meditation. I'm not going to change anything. I even get people, oh my God, your hair. I like it so much better when it's like, what are you talking about? Are you kidding me? I think that if you watch me in the session, especially now as opposed to back in the day, I was so, rambunctious comes to mind, aggressive comes to mind, or just plain green. But now